Hey guys, it's me, your young healer, Gabriel of the Wolfpack, coming to you with that morning boost. And you are an effect of God. And that's a comforting thought, and maybe one we haven't quite thought of. But when you really think about it, it could never be more true. Because I think a lot of times what we do, and this is something that needs to be worked on within the Christian community, is that we regard ourselves as these miserable sinners. And that's a hard line to walk, I think. I think we all so many times are harder on ourselves than God would even be. Because here's the thing, I could even, even if you think that, like, you first need to, you're this horrible person, and then you ask for forgiveness, and then you're all good, as it were. I feel like so many of us still hold on to the guilt even after we've asked for forgiveness, when it's stated that God himself doesn't even hold that stuff in remembrance. So why do we? Do we think like we just are, we're not good enough to be able to be forgiven or something like that? And see, this is why this whole like dynamic of, maybe you need a little bit of guilt, but at the same time, I understand we need reference points and contrast to know that it's not good to like kill somebody. But at the same time, we also need to recognize that that guilt isn't what helps bring the healing. It's kind of, I guess, to some extent to show us, like, when you put your hand in the fire, like, ow, that hurts, like, don't do it kind of thing. But I wouldn't say that's what God created. He didn't create guilt. He didn't give us a fearful mind, and guilt promotes fear. Now, that all being said, we have to recognize that we were created by his mind, by God's, a holy thought that has never left its home. And we are forever his effect. And he will be forever our cause. And the only cause. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because that means that if God has created us, what God has joined together, let no man break asunder. I think that's the way of saying it. But pretty much, it's not that it could happen. No, when God has joined something, when we have been joined with him, what is it that, if we truly believe that Satan or the devil or the world is of no match against God, why is it that we build him up so much to make him believe that, he's this powerful entity, And here's the thing. Seeing how we are as an effect of God, we are as his son, we then have the attributes of him. A child has the attributes of the father, unless there was something going on. You're like, oh man, that's another story. We're not God's illegitimate child, though. And that's the thing, y'all, is that because we are his child and we were created by him, he's not going to send you to hell. That's another thing to recognize. He wouldn't send a thought of his own, because nothing can tarnish what God is about. You have to think, if God is perfect, and he would say, yeah, I want something that can tarnish myself. Most sane people don't do that. If you think about it, you don't just suddenly walk out in traffic because you're like, I don't like my legs anymore. They don't do anything for me. So you just want to walk out in traffic or get them cut off. But so that's the thing we got to recognize, y'all. Think about all that we've been able to accomplish through our bodily means, like skyscrapers that are huge, just cities. So if we can do that on a bodily, illusion-based level, think of how much we can create on a spiritual dynamic, on a spiritual level. that is God-given. This world cannot even contain it. It can't even see it. It's that amazing. So that's what I'm excited about. And so just know that you are an effect of God. And that's the thing, because on heaven, so on earth, baby. So if we have been created in heaven and God knew us before we were even quote unquote born into this world, then we will remain as we were before we were in this world and then after we leave this world. This world does not define you. The passing circumstances of this world and of time have not changed your innocence and sinlessness. So recognize that and let that not be a justification to do more wrong, but a resolution to rise up higher in who you are. So that's what I got for you. So Godspeed, and I wish you well. Peace.